evening, everybody, and welcome to Take Two Radio. I'm Pam, your host, if you haven't figured that out by now. I think most of you have been with me for quite a few shows. And tonight I have co-hosting with me David. Hi, David.
Hi, Pam. How are you?
I'm good. Are you feeling better a little bit, please?
I'm feeling a little bit better, thank you.
Good. It'll just take a couple days to get over that cold, but you'll be fine. But we are so very excited tonight to welcome an amazing actress, and she's beautiful to say the least, and very talented. Hello, liz-keifer.
Well, hello there.
Hey.
That was a nice intro.
All true words. I mean, I have so many tweets from people once they realize that you were going to be on the show that they love you so much and they miss seeing you on Guiding Lights. I think that was a big one. And also on Venice.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was still with Guiding Light people. I mean, they're still all my family. Once it's family, they'll be family forever.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is.
Soap fans don't leave you just because you leave one show. You know, they follow you wherever you go.
No, we follow you wherever you go.
I know, and that's just so wonderful. Loyalty, that's a good attribute.
Right? Now, I read that you studied at the Academy of Stage and Cinema Arts and Voice at the University of California, and I was teasing you that you had to sing all your answers, but I'm not going to do that.
Yes, because I haven't warmed up. I can't do that. Those were the days. I was studying classical music, and I was studying opera. For several years. So I don't sing unless I've warmed up now. But I love music. I love music very, very much. And Academy of Stages and Cinema Arts was a wonderful place to train. It's unfortunately no longer in existence, but it was this professional acting school, and a wonderful man named David Alexander, who was just this lovely director, and done a lot of Broadway, and a lot of his big clients were his big students were Jack Lemmon and Cliff Robertson. Really good people.
Ones.
He worked with he trained all of those, and he started this wonderful school, really designed for working actors, and it was to marry both stage and film. So you were able to work on your craft and your scene work, and but at the same time prepare you for screen tests, which were happening the next day. There were at that time there were no schools that were actually preparing you for what was happening in Los Angeles, and so this was just this wonderful place to learn. So I had a different type of thing, and at the same time I was on Young and the Restless during the day. So
when you were going to school,
when
you were
I was going to this, So I
remember those years.
Angela Lawrence. Oh yeah. Poor Angie. That was a long time ago. She kind of whined a bit, but hey, but so I was busy. Yeah, those were good times.
Yeah, well, at least you weren't waitressing somewhere. You were working and going to school. Not a lot of people can say that.
This is true. Although I did do my waitressing. I had my waitressing things. Yes, I did. I worked at Numero Uno's. I was a pizzeria girl. And in Westwood, California, in UCLA territory, I was first cashier, and then I was waitress, and I wasn't very good. And I remember having to give away a lot of free pitchers of beer.
Oh my gosh!
Just to make up for the lack of. I'm sorry, I didn't get that right. Oh boy! If I had more than 2 tables, I got on overload. So that wasn't my forte. Yeah. I still have burns
just
on
aren't
my
meant
arm.
to do that.
Yeah, I know. But I have so much. My appreciation and respect for waiters to this day are just immense. I bow to them. That's tough work.
Well, thank you. That would be me. Not anymore, but many years I did that in bartending. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And David, you had a question about Young and the Restless?
Yes, I did. If I remember correctly, Liz, Angie was the daughter of Robert Lawrence.
Correct.
Right, and he was dating Leslie Brooks at the time.
Absolutely.
And you had just recently lost your mother.
So I thought.
Yeah.
But do you ever lose your mother? Or your father, for that matter? Yeah, on a soap opera.
No.
I thought that she had died, right? But the storyline revealed itself that she really had been institutionalized, and I was told she had died. And so I discovered that my mother was. Yes, this is when he finally professes love for Leslie, and we were going to be this family. But then it was discovered. Well, forgot to tell you, your mother never really died. She was just really she's been in an institution since you were a little tiny tot. And then I had to, and she was in a coma, and so she came out of her coma. I believe that's what it was. And then I had to meet her, and I had to go through all of that angst, and then how could you be with another woman, and just everything. Yeah.
It was a mess.
What?
Did you enjoy your first role with?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. They were so good. They were so good to me. And I remember working with Beth Maitland.
I love her.
Yes, we both came on together. I believe that we had been away at boarding school together, and then we both came back over the summer. And I helped her out with all of her issues. And let's see, Danny Romalotti, right?
Another one.
Yeah. The big heartthrob. And, oh, yeah, it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Good
the teen years.
Yeah, the teen years. I was just really stupid, but they were so good to me and forgiving. So, bless them.
Well, you were just learning. What did you learn from being on there as far as acting techniques?
Don't whine. Every time I look back, I was like, gosh, all I did was whine. I whined every single scene. Yeah, I was still, that was tough because I was sort of thrown in while I was still, I was going to class at night trying to put it all together. I learned a lot of technical issues. I remember that, hitting marks and booms and cue cards. We were still working with cue cards then.
Were you?
And I had a really difficult time doing that. I had to look somebody in their eyes, and I needed everything I could get. So it was really hard when I was working with somebody and they were looking at a cue card. That threw me.
Yeah.
And then I believe there was one day where they rewrote something last minute, and they were like, "It's okay, you can look it off a cue card." Maybe it was a phone call. It was something, but I was forced to look at something on a cue card, and you could see I was reading something. I was so poor at that. That was pretty frightful. So
I would think that maybe us as viewers didn't notice it, but you knew it, and you thought it was obvious,
I don't know. I'm pretty sure people wrote in.
Well, you're probably best known for playing Blake Marler on Guiding Light. What did you love about playing her?
Oh, she was just so big, everything about her. She means everything in the world to me. That character was so wonderful, so honest, so devastatingly honest. Just didn't care about what anybody thought. Well, in one manner, but then when it came to Roger, cared the world about, lived with the belief that she wasn't good enough, and would he ever love her? So that ruled. Those those beliefs ruled Blake's behavior for years. But yeah, she was complicated and human, and I mean, I love the story about getting the part of Blake, because originally I screen tested for the role of Eve, who was the doctor that worked with. She worked a lot with Vincent Arizari in the very beginning.
Oh, I remember.
She ended up with Dr. Ed. But it was a very noble character, very, the heroine, and I just couldn't do that. I went, this is just a character I don't think I can play. I'm just going to end up whining again, because I don't know how to play that. I don't know how to play that really just good person, and it just feels very boring, and it's not utilizing the fire that I have and the authenticity that I felt that I wanted to bring, and and I remember auditioning for Eve, but playing it real fiery, and they were like, "Ooh, this is wrong," and I went, "Well, sorry," and I didn't get the part, but I stuck to my guns about, well, I'm gonna go with what I do good with, and a couple of weeks later called me and said, you didn't get the part of Eve, but you're really perfect for this part of Blake. Will you come back and screen test for this with Jerry Verdorn? And I did, and so I learned to that was a good lesson for me to do what I do, and stick to that, and my strengths are valuable for certain roles, and those are the roles I want to play. So Blake was just, just so all over the place, and funny, and devious, and I could do bad things and get away with it, but for good reasons, so I could still be everything. She just covered everything, and then to work with Jerry Verdorn, that really upped my game.
He's wonderful.
In a big way. Yeah. I mean, it's very difficult not to become a better actor as well as a better person working with that man. So I owe a lot to him. We danced a nice dance together.
Yeah. You did. You really did.
Yeah.
So my question is, now, you were the third actress to take over the role of adult Blake.
Right.
How did you make it your own?
That was easy because, I had been a huge fan of Guiding Light since 1979. So I watched my character grow up. And I knew the character of Ross and Vanessa and Holly and Roger, and it was family to me. So if anything, it was just difficult making the transition of being a fan and being starstruck to, whoa, wait a minute, play this role and be a professional actor. And Sherry was so good, leading up before me. That was intimidating and very daunting, but she chose to leave the role, so it wasn't, as far as I was concerned, somebody was going to play this. And if somebody was going to play it, it better be me.
Right.
So I came into it with that attitude of, oh, no, seriously, I really get this. I get this girl. And so there was just some part